All right, so you guys have been asking me to do a full day of eating to show you what I eat in a day. So I'm gonna bring you guys through one of those today, and then we're gonna hit some training as well. We're gonna train some deadlifts today. So just woke up about an hour ago. I had some coffee. I don't eat like first thing in the morning. I wait about an hour and then I have my breakfast. So I'll show you guys what I'm having. All right, so we got a couple pieces of toast, a can of tuna, and I mix it with some pickles, some onions, a little bit of mustard. It's fucking good. Got some cantaloupe, a pear, and a glass of milk. So I'll either do this or I'll mix it up and I'll do some low-fat Greek yogurt with some mixed berries, walnuts, and honey. But this is how I start my day. Typically, I'll do about 3 meals a day with some snacks in between, but I'll usually have some coffee, wait about an hour because I'm not hungry right away. Wait about an hour, have the breakfast, and then get shit done for a few hours. So right now I'm working on an article for the Polarity Fitness blog, which is gonna be fucking sick. So you guys should check that out because it'll be done probably by the end of this video. I gotta do a video on supplements soon, but the supplements that I take every morning are, I lost one of the fucking fish oils. I lost one of them. I take 2, but then I got like 5,000 IUs of vitamin D. So those are really the only supplements I take along with creatine. So I take these every morning with my breakfast. So I've just been working, getting shit done the past few hours, filming videos. We're finishing that article, and it's like 4 o'clock, so it's kind of late for it to be lunch, but that's what I'm having. So a couple pieces of whole grain toast, 4 eggs scrambled with some shredded cheese, and then just a big ass bowl of grapes. So super simple shit. The only meal I really cook for is dinner. But like breakfast, lunch, and snacks, it's very simple shit that I can just whip up really quickly because it saves me time. I don't want to cook more than once a day. I don't mind cooking, just takes up a long ass time that I could be using to, put towards other shit. So I just like making simple but tasty meals throughout the day. And then for dinner, I'll cook something substantial. So guys, it's really just about principles when it comes to diets. Like, I have a new video coming out about this, how it's just principles, but like I don't follow any strict rules. It's just I make sure the majority of my diet's whole food, so I'm getting enough micronutrients, enough nutrition. But the rest is just kind of making sure I'm getting enough protein and then filling my diet with good shit. Like, it's very, very simple. I don't adhere to these strict rules because it's just not sustainable. I wouldn't be able to sustain that. This is food I like. Like, I'm eating foods I like. It's very simple, but I like simple shit. But like, you can whip up crazy shit and it'll still fit into your diet if that's what you want to do. But it's all very flexible. It's just adhering to a few principles, hitting the right calorie intake, getting enough protein, and then filling your diet with whole, nutritious, micronutrient dense foods. That's all it comes down to. Like sometimes like I'm not strict about my meals. Like I barely fucking remember to eat lunch. Like I always get the meals in, but it's like I'm not stressed about it. Like breakfast, I'll eat something. When I get hungry for lunch, I'll have something simple like this, and then dinner is when I really cook something up. My dinners are always very similar, so you guys will see what that is. But I'm gonna eat this, and then I'm gonna go drive to my grandma's house, and we're gonna hit some deadlifts. So if you're someone who doesn't like tracking calories that much, a super simple hack is to limit the variety in your diet. So I actually eat very similar day to day. So I barely need to track. I know what all this shit is calorie-wise. It's very simple. When you keep the meals simple, it's very easy to know what you're eating. Like 4 eggs, 70 calories each. A couple pieces of toast, 240 calories. Grapes, very fucking simple, Keeping food simple is a very effective way to track your calories, and eating similar shit all the time. You don't need to do that. It just makes it more simple because I don't like to waste time tracking and like cooking recipes and shit. Keeping stuff simple is the way to go. Another thing that's really helpful to also keep in mind is that like, each of your meals should contain something of each of the important food groups. So like all my meals have a veggie with it or a fruit. All my meals have a carb. They all have a protein. So like that's a very simple meal structure, basic kind of template to keep in mind when you're making meals, and you can kind of just fill that as you go. So this one, the eggs for the protein and fats with the cheese as well. And then I had some carbs with the whole grain bread, the toast. And then I'm having some fruit in the way of grapes. So that's a simple meal template to make sure you're getting proper nutrition. You just fill that with whatever. All right, so we're driving to my grandma's place right now. We're gonna go train some deadlifts. It's gonna be a very, simple workout. My deadlift workout's very simple, just a couple sets of deadlifts, a little bit of neck, a little bit of abs, a little bit of forearms, and that's it. So it's a very simple but intense workout. All right, so this is my last warm-up set for deadlifts. It's 80% of what my top set is going to be today, which is going to be 360 pounds. So I'm going for a deadlift personal record. I'm going to try and get 6 reps with 360. So for deadlifts, I do like 4 warm-up sets. I'll do 135 for 6, 185 for 4 or 5, and then I'll do 225 for a few reps, and then I'll do 80% of whatever my top set is going to be. So for deadlifts and for all the big lifts, I use a reverse pyramid style where I warm up to the top set. I do 1 top set, all out max effort, and then I'll do 1 to 2 back off sets with progressively lighter weight, resting 3 to 5 minutes between sets. So yeah, I got my brother to slap my fucking traps to wake me up a little bit because I was a little bit tired before this set, but I still crushed it. So I managed to pull through on this set, but it was really intense. And for everyone who doesn't believe in low volume, low frequency, and high intensity training, you know, they're not pushing their sets like this. So if you're pushing your sets with this level of intensity and focus and effort, you're not going to be able to be in the gym that much. And that's the beautiful thing about minimalist training is that, with all that rest, you have the ability to put as much effort and intensity as possible into your sets. And you get really, really strong and you stimulate growth with very little. So I just did 2 sets for deadlifts. And, I was absolutely fried after that. So many people just don't know how to fucking train hard. Like, if you guys see the intensity I bring to my sets, like, I wouldn't be able to train any more than I do. Like 2-3 workouts per week is all I can manage with this level of intensity. And this way I save a lot of time. I don't have to be in the gym all the time. I can go in there, really short workouts, stimulate growth because I'm really well recovered and able to bring high intensity and stimulate a ton of growth. And I can do that in just a couple sets because I know how to train hard. So that's the point you want to get to. So rested like 5 to 10 minutes, took off about 10%. Roughly, this is, I believe, 310 pounds, and I'm going for 8 reps. So that's how this training system works. I'll rest 5 minutes, and then I'll drop the weight, and then I'll try and go for a couple of more reps. And this is really, really intense on deadlifts and squats especially. So that's why, I can't be in the gym that often, is because this is a really high intensity training style. But my workouts are super short as a result. So this workout, I only hit like 3 exercises. So just a couple of sets of deadlifts, and the deadlift is one of those exercises that really benefits from less because if you look at exercises like the bench press or the squat, you can easily half-ass the range of motion and you can bounce the bar off your chest on a bench press, but the deadlift, every rep counts. No matter what, you're going to have to pick the bar off the ground and lift it up. There's no way to cheat the deadlift. So that's why you can get away with doing very, very little on the deadlift and you can stimulate a ton of muscle growth. So every rep counts on the deadlift. That's why it benefits from less. Every rep is the same. Every rep is max effort. So that's why you do less on the deadlift. No more than 2 sets. Sometimes I do 1 set if I really, really bring it to that first set. So then I just went into some neck training. Training your neck is super key, guys. So this is actually 45-pound neck curls. So my neck's getting pretty fucking strong and thick. So I did about 3 sets of 20 to 30. So that's how I train my neck. You don't want to do low reps on neck training. You want to keep the reps a little bit higher just because you don't want to strain your neck or anything like that. I've done that before. It wasn't comfortable. I couldn't sleep for a few nights. But so I just do a few sets and I don't do any more compound lifting after those deadlifts. Like I'm fully fried. I'm fully done. And then I just get in a little bit of assistance work, a little bit of supplemental work. I do some neck training and a little bit of abs, and that's really it, guys. So when you're bringing that level of intensity, you can't train very much, but you're going to get very, very strong with this style of training, and strength and muscle are very tightly correlated when you're a natural lifter. So the stronger you get at your big basic lifts, the bigger you're going to get, and that's what the whole Polarity fitness training philosophy is. It's very minimalist, but the intensity is high, the exercise selection is good. You're training the big basic compound lifts, getting really strong at them, and you get really, really jacked as a result without doing too much, without living in the gym. So yeah, I just did a little bit of neck, and then I went into some ab training afterwards. But yeah, deadlifts are probably,
Deadlifts are probably my favorite exercise. Like deadlifts are the king for thickness. So if you want a really thick and jacked looking physique, you want to look really powerful, there's nothing better than deadlifts. Thickens up your traps, your forearms, your erectors. Deadlifts are like very, very key. Deadlifts and squats are the two most important exercises you could be doing in the gym, and you need to train them really hard and with progression. So I didn't film all the neck curls. I did 3 sets, but then I just filmed. I only filmed 2 of them, and now I'm going into some ab training. So this is my favorite ab exercise. I don't do hanging leg raises anymore because I found them to be kind of hard on the lower back. So I was reading this article by Stuart McGill, who is a leading expert in spine health, and he said the hanging leg raise puts so much pressure on your lower back, like a very unnecessary amount. So he actually recommends the ab wheel rollout to strengthen, to actually prevent lower back pain and really strengthen your abs. So people think that they can just get away with their ab training from compound lifts, which they will stimulate growth in your core to some degree, but really you want to get some direct ab work. I'm a big believer in getting core work in, especially when you're training squats and deadlifts and overhead presses really hard. It helps to have a really strong core. So as soon as I started adding these into my routine, really taking them seriously, I found it very easy to brace my core, especially against the belt. And having a strong core is so essential for those lifts and getting strong at them. So this is one of my favorite assistance exercises for my big basic lifts. It really, really helps. So I just did 2 sets of 20. I was so fried after those deadlifts that I was like, fuck this. Usually I do 3 sets of the neck curls, 3 sets of these ab wheel rollouts, and sometimes I throw in like a static hold to work on my grip a little bit with the barbell. I try to hold it for like a minute. So, but I just skipped out on that today because I was fried and I was already kind of tired at the beginning. So then I went home, cooked up this meal. So this is some steak, peppers, onions, and garlic. Almost all of my dinners have this as the base, some sort of meat, whether it's steak or chicken or ground beef, with some veggies. And then I usually fry it with olive oil and I throw in a little bit of white wine. That's a little Spanish trick. Gives the food a really, really nice flavor. So that's how I eat almost every one of my dinners. So I didn't bother cooking rice today. I just put a rice packet in the microwave because I was too fucking lazy. I was like, fuck, I just want to eat. This deadlift's got me hungry. So then, yeah, I did that. Threw in a bit of cheese, shredded cheese, and then I had some broccoli with this, and then I also threw in some guac. So this is how I eat almost every single day. Like this dinner just gets the job done always. So yeah, you have a little bit of everything. Tons of protein, some good vegetables, some good fats with the olive oil, the cheese, the guac, and then obviously I have some broccoli as well on the side. Super satisfying meal. A lot of the time I throw in like a can of beans or like chickpeas, and this is literally my favorite meal. It's super awesome. And then for like seasoning, I throw in some salt, pepper, a bit of garlic powder, and really, you guys got to try that. Throw in a bit of white wine or any sort of wine, but preferably white wine into the like steak or chicken with the onions, the garlic, the mushrooms, the peppers. Fry that up, and like that's like a perfect base for every meal. My grandma taught me that, and that's the best way to cook every meal. That's like the base. So all my dinners pretty much look like this. So that's really what I eat in a day, guys. It's very simple, but these are really tasty meals and very easy to prepare.
All right, so it's currently the next day. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. It was very like raw, very simple, not too exciting. It's just a normal day, kind of day in the life, showing you how I train, how I eat, how my day is kind of structured with nutrition training. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys want to check out, I have this new like self-assessment checklist for natural lifters to make sure that your muscle building efforts are not going to waste. So make sure you grab that checklist. It has pretty much everything you need to know about building a physique as a natural. Teaches you all the fundamental principles that you need to be hitting on in order to maximize your results. It also has a full training plan, so it contains everything you need to know about training, nutrition, recovery, and mindset principles. So definitely grab that. I'll send it straight to you. And yeah, we'll talk soon, guys. Peace.